Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing LEGO sets and building them and other LEGO related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the LEGO gift with purchase called the Retro Record Player set. This is set number 40699. It has 310 pieces, and this, like I said, was a gift with purchase. I think this was around the Insiders weekend that was sort of near, maybe right before kind of the Black Friday in 2024. The spend threshold to get this was $250. The price that like the LEGO website puts on this is $30. And I don't know what they go for in the aftermarket. This was also available at the same time as like the winter holiday train and some other stuff was going on then as well. And maybe this wasn't Insiders weekend. Maybe this was just Black Friday. I can't remember exactly, but either way, I did pick this up. I was pretty interested in this. I did want to get this, and so I've liked like the previous like vintage camera things and tape players and different stuff like that. So I really wanted to see what this looked like, and so I am glad I have that. And now it is the first of the year, 2025. I'm going to be covering a ton of the new sets. I'm actually recording this still, in almost in the last week of December because I schedule things out, and I will be getting into a bunch of the new sets that come out as well as a bunch of old sets that I have a big backlog of, and mixing in modern stuff, older stuff, all kinds of different types of sets for 2025. And actually just today, as of recording this on the 23rd of December, I just saw a bunch of the new January 1st sets on shelves, which is before the street date for those. So, and I don't know if this retailer had a special thing with LEGO to do that or not, but either way, that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on this in this video. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. While I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this LEGO gift with purchase retro record player, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. If you want to support the channel, there's links in the description to the Patreon. You can also buy me a coffee. There's a link for that and a bunch of other stuff, so if you want. And then I wanted to talk about the build. So we start off kind of with the base here. You can see we're already building in some of the functionality of this, which is nice. It doesn't take up a ton of extra pieces, and they work really well. So we kind of build in some turntable type things and some gears to spin the record. And then we spend a lot of time like tiling out the top. We also have some different like knobs and dials and kind of slider sort of switches that go in there. And then we can start working on the covers. It kind of has like a clear glass-like cover using some of these bigger clear panel pieces and some Technic to kind of make the hinge. Then we work on all the extra details on top here, and I have some trouble with the colors of these tiles that are, I think, supposed to represent kind of lights. They're using those translucent tiles. Then we build kind of the apparatus for the needle here, which I really liked, but I wish it could angle. And then we start working on the disc. So a lot of studs on the side building here. It's not perfectly round, but it's a pretty good approximation. And then there's also some nice printed tiles in there, and that's it. So now on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is the LEGO gift with purchase retro record player set. I think at the beginning of this, I said this was going to come out on the 1st or mentioned something about that. It is now the 2nd. This will probably go up on the 3rd. I recorded the build for this actually like even before December 25th, and I didn't get the video finished in time, and I didn't have some stuff, and I took a little break, took some time off, so I'm coming back to this now, and I'll just get right into it. There's no minifigures in this set, but what we have here is this sort of miniature retro-ish record player. And overall, I think this is really solid here. And when you start building it, you pretty much start with the base, the main level there, and it has some of these 6 by, what are these, 12, yeah, I think so, plates here. So 3 of those, so it's like 12 by, or 12 by 18 on the side. And then we use a bunch of these kind of inverted slope bricks, including the corner ones here, which are nice to kind of bring that out an extra, to get some extra distance there, and also kind of gives it that nice look, so that it's kind of, I don't know if the right word is like chamfered or faceted or something like that, which is very, very cool. And that's kind of all built itself. And then there's some like techniques inside. There's some functions and features for this thing. And then on top of that, we put in all of the other little features here, the knobs, the dials, the kind of the needle to put the to make the record play, and we have different lights and knobs and stuff over here. The building for most of this, it was pretty interesting, generally, because there was some like nice techniques and stuff. It's not just like solid all the way through, so you can see here some of what's going on inside. There's some interesting color usages, use of some like hinge pieces that don't like move but allow for certain things there, so you can kind of see what the inside looks like there. And it does make the inside more interesting to build when it's done like this, and accommodates some different features and stuff, which I liked. I also liked there was oh yeah, under here for this back gear, we used a turntable on that bigger kind of splat gear that connects to this one, and then we put a turntable on top, and then we put tiles over that, and that actually really allows it to like spin really nicely, which I appreciated. So that was cool. We fill in, there's like a lot of tiling out, so the majority of this surface is tiled out and doesn't have a ton of studs. And then once we kind of finish up some of these things, we add in some different switches and sliders and different things, then we can start working on the cover. So we do have this nice kind of folding cover here, using all of these clear panel pieces as well as some gray. So these are like 6 by 6 kind of panel pieces, and then these are 4 by something, and they have this nice curve to them, and we use all of those. We have some bricks, clear bricks stacked up here, as well as a clear slope up there. That all works really, really nicely to me. The sides are open in here, so it's not like fully encasing this, but it feels really, really nice. And then we do have kind of some detail here with kind of that caution yellow, sort of that salmon pink, orangish pink color, and then that light blue. Those line up with the tiles down here pretty well. I mean, it's not perfect. Just, I don't know if it's something because I have something wrong. I don't think so. But it should line up pretty good there, so we can see that, which is a nice touch. The connection for the hinges is kind of interesting. We use a little bit of Technic in here, and there's some like Technic stuff that then essentially gets built into this. The one over here on this side, you can kind of see how that fits in there. The one over here does get covered up a little bit, so it is attached pretty well on there. And this can flip open. They did have the clear pieces in their own bag, but not with like the film on them and all, so I don't know if you can see, but these are pretty scratched up, so not the best. There's a pretty big one right there. That could be better, but I don't know if adding other plastic is the way to do that, by like putting the film kind of stuff on them. There probably is some other way that Lego could avoid these, packing these a certain way that would kind of avoid the scratches there, but not too big of a deal. Just use some plates and tiles up top, and a whole mix of plates back here, and then it is open at the rear as well. And then once we're done building that, we can sort of more properly populate the upside, all of these stuff up here. And so we'll kind of get into that now. There's some nice techniques used and some good details. I don't know everything. I'm not I don't listen to vinyl very often. I don't have a record player myself, but we have some different stuff here. So one of the things is we have a little kind of thing to put the cover up, to like stand the cover up, and it can kind of, not lock in, but it can kind of press up into that panel there and kind of sit there nicely, which is really good. So it sort of props that up, which is great. We do have the record. It does spin. It's pretty interesting build. It's not a perfect circle, and this is far from real size, or I don't know if they, there's different size records. I don't know if like LPs are a certain size, or if there's like 14s, or if there's what all the different sizes are. But this is like smaller than a lot of them. I think this is probably closer to a compact disc than it is to most records I'm familiar with, which is fine. Notably, like, this is a lot of studs on the side building in here, and we kind of lock that all in, use some different slopes around the edge. So like this part, this whole sub-assembly here is built the same over there, and then we kind of lock it in on the other sides. In the center, we have these really nice printed tiles. So we have some like music notes, as well as some like, I can never really remember what they call these, but like for music visualizers, sometimes you'll see these kind of bar almost elements going up and down, and so those are 4 of these curves, and those are like identical prints, I think, but then the inside is a different piece, which is a 2x2 round tile with a Technic pinhole in the middle, so that's there. And then we do have the axle sticking up a little bit, but that's okay, it looks right to me. So that's kind of a nice touch. I don't imagine those prints will be used a whole lot else, so cool to see that here. Besides those couple things, I can show we do have the splat gear kind of coming out the back, and that is to spin the record. So if I spin that, we can spin the record, and you can kind of do it either way. It's just a 1 gear, 1 to 1, so whatever way you're rotating the gear back here is the opposite of the way that the disc is actually going to rotate there. We have some switches over here, or a switch. So we have the green light and the red light, or those red translucent tiles there, and this can go up and down. Pretty satisfying there. Some interesting technique. You can see kind of the underside of a plate in there. It's actually a underside of I want to say well, maybe it is just a plate, but it might be a modified plate of some sort, and that is good. So you can kind of switch it red, green. I don't know what those mean necessarily. We do have the kind of needle here, and this can rotate and get placed on there, so it's all on a turntable. And let me pop this out just so we can see this. I liked some of the building in here. Overall, this is all really good. So we have like the needle up here, using some of those like hollow stud, not quite full bricks in there, some bar elements in here. I liked how this was done. So we used a that 2x2 with like part tile, part not, and then we use some of those rounded stud on the side, hollow stud pieces, put this one on its side there. This whole contraption works really, really well for me, and I think this looks great, and I'll kind of see how I can slot this back in there. My one gripe about this, because like we can get it on here and this can rotate, my one problem is that this doesn't have any like hinge to lift it up or put it down, so you really can just slide it there and it just works out that there's like good clearance for the most part, and so that, you know, can stay on there hopefully and not get too much in the way, but you can't like lean or, you know, tilt this up or tilt this down at all. And I maybe wish, I don't know if there's a way to modify that in here. It might be a little bit complicated to do at this scale given what we've had here, but I think the ability to kind of like having just a hinge somewhere in here so that part of this can lift up and come back down would really help for me. And then we do have a dial up here. This is another printed tile, so it's a 2x2 black tile with kind of those little hash markings there, as well as the bigger one that's on a turntable, so we can turn that. This is a little lever joystick piece. I think that is for like putting up a barrier here so this doesn't slide over, and then you have to like move that down to get it over to the record and bring it back and flip that up. I think that's what it's for, but I'm not positive. And then we have this nice array of lights here, and these were a little bit tough for me. I think I got the colors right, in that I think there's one of each color here. I just am not sure if I have them in the right order. So we have a few different colors of translucent pieces. There's some of the, like, you know, the red, oranges, then some of the greens, yellows, and then down to kind of a light blue there, and some of those greens, yellows, oranges are pretty difficult for me to tell the difference of, so hopefully they're in the approximate right space. But then we have another slider here, which is very similar to the one over there, and we can slide that up and down, and it's got good like friction, so it doesn't just slide on its own. We can kind of see it's there, and we can bring it down and it'll stay kind of at whatever level you might want it at, which is nice. So I thought that was a good kind of technique in there. We build up some of the stuff around there, just kind of tiling that all out. And for the most part, that's everything here. I mean, I think having all these little knobs and switches and sliders and different things is all really nice. I think being able to spin the record here is very nice. And let me see here. For some reason that is touching when I don't think it should necessarily be, but not a huge issue. I think this is like well designed, nicely finished, pretty fun. I mean, I think it is at the end of the day more of a display oriented set, but this is not, you know, scale, like life size or anything like that. So it doesn't quite fit with the typewriter, for example. It's maybe closer to like the new Creator 3-in-1 typewriter that is like coming out with the flowers and stuff, or similar to some of like the retro camera, not the Creator 3-in-1 for that, but the one that was like a gift with purchase or insider exclusive, the cassette player that was like an insider exclusive set, which I have looked at here. It's kind of more in line with that, even, you know, comparing this to like the Polaroid camera. I think that one is more life size than this, so this isn't going to like fool anybody, or it doesn't look so perfect that it would be like, oh, you have a record player, because it is just kind of this mini scaled version of it, and that's fine. It still does feel like it's kind of display oriented, and then it just does have a little knobs, little features, little movable parts, that and little functions in here that just kind of push it over the edge. It does make it more interesting of a build. It makes it more interesting of a looking model there, and it's fun to kind of play around with a little bit, but I don't know how much play was really the focus here. And that's kind of everything. I think I touched on everything I wanted to. Overall, pretty good. There's a couple things, being able to lean this a little bit or tilt that up and down would have really helped for me personally. I don't know why, but that is just how I feel about it. And then maybe something to help protect some of these clear pieces there. Everything else is pretty good. The feet, pretty basic down here. Oh, I forgot to mention, we do have some input and output spots at the back, so that's like just nice attention to detail to see stuff like that, because we don't have anything that's going to go in there or come out of there, but nice that they have those at the back. So I really like that, and this is a really cute nice little model that has some good stuff going for it. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get some. They are about what one would expect. So like all of these 1x1 tiles that are used for these colors up here, you get those, and then all of the translucent tiles for different like lights around these switches and stuff like that. A little bit of an extra Technic pin in here, the joystick, the kind of pearl silver barb that works as like the needle there. This 1x2 half circle or rounded tile without the jumper stud, you get an extra of those, which I always appreciate. So pretty standard extra pieces here, and this set is 310 pieces, and it was a gift with purchase. The Lego Shop at Home website puts the kind of arbitrary price on here as $30. The gift with purchase threshold for this was $250. And that's high. I mean, when I looked at the winter or holiday train set, it was at $170. I thought that was pretty high for what it was. I think this is pretty high as well. I don't know if maybe this will be something that, I don't know how collectible it is. I don't, it might be just really for people who really like record stuff or like this kind of Lego build. It's not, a top thing for me. I thought that the like Houses of the World and the like Shops of the World or whatever those other ones were, those were at like $250, I believe. Actually, maybe the shops went down from the Houses of the World, so they were a little bit easier to obtain, and those sold in the aftermarket for a decent price. I think, as far as I can tell, on like Bricklink and other places, this sealed new in box goes for about the $30 that Lego like put the price at least right now. Some of them are even $27.50 or stuff like that, depending on where one is located, and of course if you have to factor in shipping or anything like that. I think it's a little bit of, I guess I don't know what to expect for a gift with purchase for $250. Sometimes they have gift with purchases that are exclusive, like Shackleton's boat for the Endurance, which that's a really big set, and the gift with purchase might be comparable to this in size and number of pieces, but it does have a minifigure or two, and there's some differences there. But or thinking about like Star Wars gift with purchases, it's kind of depends. I don't really know how to judge this. I think this is the kind of product that I would have liked to see is like being available for insiders points, similar to like the first kind of vintage camera before they did the Lego Creator 3-in-1 or the cassette tape player or something like that. This feels like it's in a similar line of products as those, and I think it would have like fit in there. I don't know what the comparable like amount of points is to equate to $30 or something like that. I know what like the Micro Ninjago city sets kind of went for, and that probably feels about right to me. And then trying to figure out how much money needs to be spent to obtain that many Lego Insiders points. I'm not sure if that works out to a better deal or worse. I think 250 seems a little bit high for this. If this were on the shelves, I don't know if it would be a good seller. I probably would have picked it up if it was $30. I understand, these prints I don't anticipate seeing again. This print, it probably could be used in the future, and maybe these could be too. People are creative and stuff, and now that's in the repertoire, it's in the inventory. But there's nothing like super special about this that really makes me think like, oh, I feel great about this. And then trying to compare the value is like, okay, I paid $250. I got all these Lego sets that I wanted. I could sell this one for $30, so that's almost like a $30 discount, sort of, depending on, after fees and shipping and whatever else. Maybe we can just say it's a $30 discount. And then you sell the winter holiday train set, which was $170 threshold. You sell that for $20 or $15 or whatever it goes for, and then where you can kind of take that whatever these sell for new in the box off of the total price. And that is what some people do. A lot of people do. I've done that in the past with various gift with purchases. I don't always like factor it in as if it's like a discount or like a something, but it does make the purchasing at $250, knowing that this is going to be quote unquote free, I can get some of that $250 back if I were to get rid of this. And there's some kind of rationale behind that, so I think it's worth considering. $200 would have been a better threshold for this, and for the winter holiday train, it probably should have been $130 instead of $170 or something like that. I'm not sure how this would sell on a shelf. Some people might like it, some people might not. I'd be interested to hear what other people's thoughts are. I am just okay with it. I'm not like a huge vinyl collector or record listener or anything like that. I just like to build Lego, and so judging this based on like its quality as a Lego set and its value as a Lego set, I'm sort of mixed on it. I think I enjoyed it okay. There's some nice little features. It's not perfect, and price-wise, if it can be bought in the aftermarket, I think that's fine, as long as it's not like super, it hasn't gone up, a lot in value. I don't pretend to know like what the value is or the market price is going to do, going forward for something like this. But I think $30 was so, and then the $250 spend just feels a little bit high, and I think that's everything for this one. I still enjoyed putting it together, enjoyed talking about it. Happy to be back. Have a lot of videos coming up, all the new sets that released for 2025, as well as a bunch of old sets. Really excited to look into those and keep putting out videos. So I think that's it for this one. Happy New Year, and great. If you liked this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more gift with purchases, and then like I said, tons of other Lego sets, old sets, like retired stuff, retired themes, and then all the new stuff. And I have a big backlog of sets, big sets, small sets, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. I'm also going to be covering the new series of collectible minifigures in probably like 2 videos or something, depending on if I can find them. And so if you're interested in my thoughts on any of those things, maybe consider subscribing. It helps me a lot, and I appreciate it. And then if you wanted to support the channel and support my videos here by giving money to the channel, you could do that here on YouTube with membership supers and thanks. And I have a Patreon. It's in the video description on my channel page. There's also a buy me a coffee link in the video description, as well as some like affiliate links and other stuff. All that stuff helps. It gives money to the channel, which allows me to purchase these things and different stuff like that, which is not needed, it's not necessary, but it does help. So if you like my videos and want to support it, it is always appreciated, and there are ways for people to do that. So thank you very much. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.